This creates panic for no reason.
This morning, with possible cases of the coronavirus in the U.S., there's been a medical mask shortage in the country, but we'll tell you why an Arkansas doctor is saying this is overkill.
And with thousands of those cases confirmed, groups here in the Ozarks are continuing to discuss what to do if the virus makes it to Missouri.
Also, we take a look at a bill aimed to protect the rights of religious student groups at universities. These stories and more this morning on Daybreak.
Welcome back into our 6 o'clock hour of the show. It's Thursday, January 30th. I'm Lauren Barnes.
And I'm Joe Morano as we hit the end of the month. And you know what? Not bad. We got through the junk yesterday weather-wise, right? This weekend's February, but it'll feel like spring.
Excited for it. Yeah, really pumped. Touchdown of a forecast is what Elisa keeps telling us.
That's what we like to hear, right? Elisa's been busy this week as well, haven't you been?
Yeah, I've done a lot of school visits this week. I visited a couple of different elementary schools, and I wanted to share these pictures. This is from Sherwood Elementary School. They're actually, get this, they're doing a project right now where they're making tornado shelters, and then they're using leaf blowers to see if their tornado shelter is strong. So they were asking me a lot of questions about what's a sturdy shelter, where should you take shelter, things like that. Really cool. So thanks, guys, for having me.
Very nice. Young scientists there, right?
Yeah, they were. A lot of the kids were actually coming up to me saying, I want to be a meteorologist, I want to be a meteorologist.
Oh,
so,
that makes you feel good.
Nice.
Yeah, some super cute, smart kids.
All right, give them a lesson this morning. How are we looking?
Yeah, so this morning we're starting out pretty cold. Temperatures are right around freezing, around 30 degrees. We've got the clouds out there, and it's 31 in Springfield. We are finding some patchy fog down to 4 miles visibility in Springfield and in Branson, a mile visibility in Harrison. We've got some of those light snow flurries setting up just to the south of Springfield, pretty much along Highway 60, where we've got that snow stretching from Monette, Nixa, Ozark, Rogersville, Seymour, and Mansfield here. Some light maybe snow accumulations or maybe some freezing drizzle could put some thin layers of ice down because, again, these temperatures are at and below freezing. So this morning, be careful because with some of those flurries and the temperatures below freezing, we could be looking at some small ice accumulations on elevated surfaces like bridges and overpasses. So keep that in mind. We'll be dry through the rest of the afternoon, just cloudy and cold. We're looking at temperatures stuck in the 30s all day, only 37 by dismissal. Your Super Bowl forecast is up in a couple of minutes.
We have some medical coverage for you today. The coronavirus is now in more than 20 countries with more than 6,000 confirmed cases and still no cure. The Arkansas Department of Health is investigating one now, and several groups in the Ozarks have held meetings to discuss potential prep for it. Missouri State has made a decision to ban all travel to China. Chinese students we spoke with actually believe that's a good course of action. For anyone from the university coming back from there, MSU will make sure they go through a protocol such as a quarantine from anywhere from 2 up to 14 days. There's no cause for concern right now, but some of those students from China are still concerned for their families back home.
My heart hurts, especially for our people over in Wuhan. I hope they take care of themselves because right now the virus is very, very serious.
So everyone, including my parents, want to go out and shop for the holiday, but I'm worried about them. I pay very close attention to where the virus is spreading.
The health department has in a statement that the risk to the general public is still low with no confirmed cases in Missouri.
But as those students are concerned, panic is also spreading here along with the virus. Some people are going to stores to buy medical masks, and now medical professionals in our area who actually need them are seeing a shortage. In Wuhan, China, that's the epicenter of the coronavirus, where it's killed more than 100 people. Wearing a face mask is mandatory. But here, on the other side of the globe, surgical masks are selling out. While you may feel safer wearing a mask, a doctor we spoke with says it's actually not all that effective from protecting you from the virus, mainly because of holes on the sides.
If no one's infected in the coronavirus and you're not going to a place that has it endemically like China, then don't worry about it.
Medical professionals in Northwest Arkansas claim wearing medical masks is causing a false sense of security.
Some positive news now in the battle to keep patients off opioids. MoHealthNet, Missouri's Medicaid program, is seeing a sharp drop in the number of patients prescribed opioids. Prescriptions for those medicines are down about 36% since 2012. Officials say better prescribing practices, more treatment options, and alternative therapies are part of the reason for the lower numbers.
Missouri has received a mostly failing grade on tobacco control, according to a new report from the American Lung Association. The organization says tobacco use is the leading cause of preventable deaths in Missouri. The state is making changes, though. It did pass laws last year to increase the tobacco purchasing age to 21. Governor Parson also started an anti-vaping campaign, but the Lung Association says it's not enough. It says the air quality overall is bad and filled with smoke.
We move on to some political coverage for you this morning. A bill targeted at protecting the rights of religious student groups at public universities has started debate in the Missouri Capitol. State Rep Hannah Kelly says her legislation would prevent schools from denying religious student associations the same benefits as other associations at public universities. Opponents told a House committee they believe the legislation would lead to discrimination.
My intent in presenting this bill is strictly based on the constitutional rights of anyone to associate and not have to fear repercussion because there might be someone out there in the universe that might disagree.
The point of this bill is to allow Christian organizations to restrict gay people's, LGBTQ+ students' access to public funds. That's what this is about.
The chairman of the Special Committee on Career Readiness suggested the language of the bill be changed from religious associations to beliefs in order to broaden protections.
Absentee voting has officially begun for Missouri's presidential preference primary in March. That means you're now able to cast your vote for who you'd like to represent you in the presidential race. Absentee voting is a form of early voting for those who can't vote the day of the election. While absentee voting is currently available, there are some stipulations. If you plan on voting absentee, you'll have to indicate why you cannot vote the day of the election. Common reasons include medical issues or the fact that you'll be out of the county on election day. Shane Scholler, the Greene County clerk, says this primary is important for people to choose who they'd like to get the presidential nomination.
This is a presidential preference primary, so when voters come to vote, either absentee or on the day of the election, they're going to get to choose the party ballot of their choice, and they can choose from the list of candidates there which candidates they want to represent them in the presidential election this November. This is just one more opportunity to make sure that if you can't be there on the day of the election because you're not here in the county or you have a health issue.
The last day to register to vote is February 12th with the presidential preference on March 10th. If you still need to register, you can find a link to do so on this story on our website, ozarksfirst.com.
We've got some light snow flurries on our Color 10 live drive. We're setting up these flurries in Springfield and then just to the south, pretty much right along Highway 60 from Nixa and Ozark. Some light snow there this morning. Details on that, plus your Super Bowl weekend forecast coming up next.
From Color 10 Ozarks First, Lauren Barnes, Joe Morano, and weather with meteorologist Elisa Raffa. This is Color 10 News Daybreak.